college and helping some of the young guys is, it's a good sign.
KCP is a model of consistency. He's always on the floor. In fact, guys, he's only missed, and this is including today's game, 4 games in 3 seasons. Big Game James, I'll start with you. What do they miss with KCP not on the floor?
A variety of things, really. I mean, his defensive pressure that he's able to put on opponent guards is something that they miss defensively. He's been able to knock down the three-point shot very consistently, especially last year in the bubble, or a few months ago in the bubble, or last year in the bubble. That's right. It's 2021 now. And, his movement without the basketball. He seems to always be able to be backdooring, cutting somewhere. But his presence, I think, on the defensive end, which kind of dictates what he does on the offensive end, too.
Yeah, that's a big key. In this day and age, we talk about offense a lot. We always want to talk about three-pointers. We want to talk about getting back and getting easy buckets in transition. Those 3 things are what KCP does with his team. He plays good defense. He gets some open threes, especially from that corner, and he gets some buckets in transition. So with him being out, they're going to lose some points in that nature. But the good thing about that, they have guys that can step in. And if you think about it, he's only missed, 3 games, 4 games?
This will be the 4th.
Fourth game in 3 years? That's amazing, because this day and age, everybody is load managing, or everybody
impressive.
get a hangnail, they're out, but he's been durable.
We also heard in that sound that KCP is kind of finding his voice in terms of becoming a mentor, especially for a young guy like THT. So it's kind of a 2-part question, James. Do you remember, guys, when that happened, when you kind of went to that veteran role a little bit, where you started feeling confident enough to help young guys? And how important is it for a young guy to have a mentor and a voice in their ear, like we saw with Kuz last year with Dudley?
It's critical, and I think that's why you see teams now, they will try to go out and recruit, veteran players who have that kind of stability in the locker room. Rondo going to Atlanta for a young player. KCP's been going around Oklahoma, and now in Phoenix. You need that kind of stability. Guys like Danny Green, Dudley is one of those guys. So, yeah, I always look to guys like Bob McAdoo and, Mitch Kupchak, and, just for, solid advice, especially, after you've been with them a few years. But the thing about KCP being out, I was going to allude to, is that this is one of the best teams the Lakers have had. When someone is out, we used to be like, oh,
it's over.
We're in trouble. But look at all and Caruso's been out,
He hasn't
too.
even been on the trip.
Caruso's been out, Pope's been out, and we still were not worried, because we got guys like Tucker who are coming in, and Matthews, so I think that's a good problem for the coach to have. But it is good to have Pope as a mentor. I think he's turned it. I don't even think he's 30 yet, Rob. You see?
No, he's not 30 yet. But James, we see it right here in our own studio. Fish out, call Rob, he's here.
Yeah.
He's here in 30 minutes.
I'm that guy for you. Hey, you know me. I always show up in the clutch. You know me. I'm clutch, dog.
Hey, I run that on loop at home.
Team player.
Big shot.
Man, Allie's making noises out here. She's still upset with the whole Ohio State Alabama
It's okay.
thing. Do you remember when your voice became important for another player?
It's funny, because I think about all the teams I've been on. When I was in Houston, I was a young guy, leaning on other people's shoulders. When I got to LA, everybody was sort of the same. But when I got to San Antonio, I became that old head on the team.
Yeah, you did.
And so I remember Matt Bonner will always come to me and ask me questions, and I'm sitting here trying to teach him. And the one thing I always tell him, when you're playing for a guy like Pop, don't look at him. Every time he would make a mistake, he'll look at the bench. I was like, dude, don't look at him, man.
That's so funny.
Have confidence. That's the biggest key that I will always tell young guys. Just be confident, man. There's a reason they drafted you. There's a reason you're on this roster, so just be confident in yourself.
It's the second straight game for the Lakers in Memphis, and the second straight game we check in with Mike Trudell from the green room. It's a lonely place, but he does a fantastic job. It's down the hall. Hi, Mike.
Not too lonely. I mean, I would like Big Game to just stop by and kind of poke his head in once in a while. That'd be nice.
Just a little cigar smoke in there,
just
maybe?
around the corner. Just around the corner.
I'll bring you a cold one. I'll bring you a cold one in there.
I appreciate that.
Post-game.
Thanks, Big Game. Yeah,
Post-game.
Okay. Obviously, post-game. By the way, Robert, I believe you were in your 26, 27-year season or age when you went over to the Lakers. KCP is 27, so, you already had some rings by that point. But, yeah, so 27.
Hey, way to keep me in line. Keep me in line, man. I'm old. I forget stuff now.
Yeah. Well, no, you had that right. You had that right. Just confirming what you said earlier. Now, Frank Vogel confirmed what you guys already discussed, of course, that KCP is out and Kyle Kuzma is going to start in this one. The Lakers had a pretty good game, though, and defensively, especially in the quarters 2 through 4 after a slow start against Memphis. That was one of several things that Frank Vogel spoke about, guys, moments ago.
That's the depth that we have, and we try to find a silver lining anytime a guy is out in terms of other guys getting extended opportunities, and you see that with obviously Kuz getting to be in the starting role along with AD and LeBron, not in place of AD and LeBron. Guys like Wes and Talon, who are fairly new to our system, more minutes mean more opportunities to learn our system and their teammates and see how they fit in. So we're trying to highlight the positive, and those guys were able to do a good job. I thought the bench started slow at the end of that first quarter the other night, but throughout the rest of the game really dominated play. So I was happy with that.
And then Frank, first quarter of the last game, you gave up 36 points, and from that point on, kind of shut things down, 18, 21, and 19, respectively. What did you see on the film about the defense that was different from the first quarter?
Well, as a coach, you always want that burst by the other team to happen early in the game. Kind of wakes your guys up, and I think there was potential for taking the team lightly because they were a non-playoff team last year, or a 9 seed, I should say, and able to or had their 2 best players out. So I think for them to do what they did in that first quarter kind of woke our guys up and showed us what we have to do to win a game tonight, that night, and the final 3 quarters we really buckled down.
All right, and by the way, guys, Alex Caruso, as according to Frank Vogel, what he just said, he is hopeful that Caruso can play once the team gets back in Los Angeles. In big game, you don't have to bring me anything, man. I got a fridge right next to me, got some water, cold water, little Mountain Dew for in case Tough Juice wants to come back from Miami at some point.
All right.
So we're good back here, man. We're good.
All right. Mountain Dew's in there. That's amazing. Oh, Steph,
Fridge
put
right
that
there.
whole fridge.